This spot's pretty wild. I think we're actually gonna use our max tracks to kind of build up this hole right here, because I just don't want the trailer going too crazy off camber. And then we'll just go slow. We'll creep it and see what we can do. Stay on it. It looks like you're slowing a little.
But then there was like some kind of creepy looking dude in a Tacoma that was like weirdly blocking the road.
And with some good spotting, it should be totally fine. Like I said, we're just learning what this setup can do. All right, guys, so we are leaving our epic spot for the past week. Kind of a long stay for us, but it was so beautiful. It was just easy to stay, nice to kind of just get set up the tent, set up the trailer, do some projects, kind of nestle in. Good thing we were leaving when we were, because there's a huge party going on. A bunch of people came in late last night. They were talking to us this morning and saying, hey, we have like 40 cars coming. And we're like, yeah, just don't block us in because we got to leave. We're literally out of food. Super nice people. They said they're going to leave it cleaner than they found it. All good. Enjoy the scenery. Enjoy the party. And the game plan for today, today is Friday. Melissa just got off work. I had the rig ready to go. And we are just going to be heading south. So we got to take a couple different tracks. I've been watching too much 4-wheel drive 24/7. If you watch that show, let me know down in the comments, because it's probably my favorite YouTube show. Anyways, we got to take a few tracks to catch up to a graded dirt road, Casa Diablo Mine, and we're gonna camp about halfway between Crowley and Bishop just for one night. And tomorrow we're gonna be going into Bishop and getting a bunch of supplies. Hey babe, there might be a washout that might be impassable for the trailer.
What?
Yeah, we're gonna have to get out and spot this and take a look and see what we can do. It's pretty gnarly.
Okay.
All right, we are pulling out the max tracks just because some of these ditches in this washout are quite large, and we want to basically create a flatter surface for the truck and the trailer. So yeah, hopefully that works.
We're a little new to this, not to off-roading, but off-roading with a trailer. So we're just gonna go slow. We got the truck in 4-low. And the idea, I think, is to kind of build up this side I don't know if they're gonna help much, but so this is gonna be your passenger side.
Yeah, because it's harder to tell, but there's like, you know, it gets pretty deep right down there, so just trying to build that up a little bit more. Sure.
All right. Go ahead, just creep it forward.
Okay.
Trailer's gonna get tippy towards the driver's side.
Yep.
How does that feel? Because it does not look great. Slow. Just keep going slow. I'm watching the trailer. Holy guacamole. Wild. Creep it nice and slow. Alright, you're coming down. It's going to get better, and it's going to get worse the other way. Just keep coming slow. I'm going to position the max track a little better. Alright, you're coming down. It's going to get better, and it's going to get worse the other way. Slow. I'm going to position the max track a little better. Slow. Does that feel okay? Does that feel less or more too? Copy that. Keep going. Gradual, gradual.
Now, it's basically flat now, so now it's gonna maybe pop up.
Yeah, if you want, I can leapfrog the max tracks. Go a little more. Stop there. Don't necessarily like this forward, but all right, creep it. Nice and slow. Slow. A little more.
Man, this past winter and summer, actually, in the Eastern Sierras, all of California, really, was just so crazy. Like, so much rain, so much snow, unprecedented. It was like 100-year storms, and it created a ton of washouts on all of these dirt roads everywhere. Death Valley is actually still closed from some of the like flooding and debris that covered the roads and ruined some of the roads. So I was just talking about how the storms like created tons of washouts out here, and we avoided going the original route we were planning to go because there was a gnarly like V-notch that we wouldn't have been able to bypass.
That was gnarly. I felt the trailer. I shook it a couple times. It was very light. Either way that it was twisting, I mean, we still had a bit of articulation to go, but I don't know that I would want to go that far often. And I love how we've had this thing for 1 week and we're already on the verge of rolling it. Not really, but like kind of. I think the max tracks helped, or maybe they just helped in my mind. Made it look less off camber.
I mean, it felt totally fine from in the truck, but that's,
yeah.
I'm not outside looking at it, so I can't tell how sketchy it looks.
Yeah, the Sony stopped filming for some reason, so I don't know how much footage we got, but it was pretty wild. All right, guys, we made it to our home for the night, and it is this beautiful spot above Bishop, California. It's absolutely incredible. Like, describe the view, babe.
Mountainous, amazing.
Snow-capped peaks.
Yeah.
Secluded. Nature.
We have a whole view of Bishop. Like, we can see all of Bishop from up here.
You can see the whole town of Bishop. We're on, I don't know. I think we're going to start kind of sharing spots but you got to become a channel member. That might sound kind of not nice, but we do a lot of work to find these spots, and then that way too, if you're a channel member, you can send us a message and we can give you details on how to get there. We can tell you what rig can make it, what rig should not go there, kind of stuff like that. I think that's something we're gonna do. Hopefully it doesn't ruffle too many feathers, but check this out. Let me see. Mountains, white peaked. Super cool. Where's Bishop?
Right there.
Right here. It's hard to tell on camera, but Bishop is down here.
I think that it's important for people to like work for it to some extent, and that may be by like paying for it just for a really small fee.
But you're also helping us out in general.
Of course.
Like, it's not just like, oh, I've got to pay to get these GPS coordinates. It's also like,
No, not at
I
all.
like the channel, I like them, I want to support them, I want to help them, you know, potentially maybe go full-time with
Yeah.
YouTube at some point.
And we don't want to just share all of these places all willy-nilly all over the internet, which is not the point. The point is to make it a little bit harder to find, but also give that option to those of our viewers that may want to go the extra mile to support us and to find some of the spots that we've been to and want to go to themselves.
Yeah, so if you're interested, you know, you can contact us in the comments or send us an email or whatever works for you. Hopefully I didn't come off the wrong way. We mean all good intent by that. But yeah, so then you can camp at spots like this. So we might have done about 25 miles of dirt this morning, and we forgot to do a freezer check. So typically we'll open all the cabinets and make sure nothing's gonna fall. And babe, show them the chiller. So that's a drink chiller, which seems excessive, but when you like iced coffee and the only way to make coffee is pour over, the coffee's hot. So we have this thing, you basically pour.
Open it. So yeah, basically you freeze like the inner section of it and then the outer section of it, and then in between there's basically like
Ice.
no, there's the opposite of ice. It's surrounded by ice. There's like a cavity in there that you pour your hot drink into, and it chills it.
I thought there was a center cavity of ice too.
That's what I'm saying. There's a center cavity of ice and an outer cavity of ice.
Anyways, that thing almost broke Melissa's toe because we had to hit a grocery store. That's what today's all about, is fully restocking. We hit up Smart and Final because we're gonna go probably off-grid for another good bit where we might not have a grocery store. And one tip that we would like to give you guys is get rid of as much trash as you possibly can at the grocery store, because they have trash cans. Break everything down if you can. This is what we're looking at. Huh, bud? Always give your child a plum or some sort of fruit so they can chill while you are loading up your groceries. And then later today as well, we're gonna go get water for the rig. We already got fuel. What else are we doing today?
We gotta drop off a package at FedEx. We gotta.
Yeah, basically we're in town for one day and we're getting everything done.
You say water. We got fuel already.
Yeah, fun stuff. Propane. We need propane.
Lots of fun errands.
All right, guys, so we are on pavement now. We left Bishop and we are heading to the ancient Bristol Pine Cone Forest. We're going from whatever elevation Bishop is to 11,000 feet, and the Jeep does not love it. So the Jeep actually really needs to be re-geared. So we're doing this big climb. It's running pretty cool as of now, but holy heck, we're just going up, up, up. So we made it up here to the Grand View Campground. So it's free, but they request a $5 donation. So I guess it's $5 a night. Not really sure on that. It's really nice. So it's a really big loop. This is the opposite side, kind of across this big open area here. We're set up over here. Sites are pretty decent, but a lot of them are uneven. So if you have like a larger rig, it might be difficult to kind of get level. And then this is kind of the road that you're looking at. You can see it kind of goes up and it turns and it dips, and then back this way too. It's kind of like dippy. I would say probably 30-foot max. I think I saw one 30-foot here. A lot of tent campers up here. This site is about 8,500 feet, and we decided to stay up here just because it's nice to mix it up. Last week we spent 7 days completely off grid. We saw 2 people, and now, you know, we walk around, we talk to people in the campground, stuff like that. So we mix it up, and we're probably only going to be here a couple nights anyways. The road here is crazy. The road in, I believe it's the 168 from Big Pine, is gnarly. Gnarly.
The next day.
All right, so we're here at the Shulman Grove of the ancient Bristol Pinecone Forest. And we're gonna be doing the Discovery Trail loop. It's the shortest loop you can do because Old Man River here, Jesse kind of hurt his knee a little bit. So Melissa's having to carry Lincoln. So interesting. So first of all, the visitor center is closed currently, but it isn't like brand new because it burnt down in what year?
2008.
2008. Fact.
Yes.
Next fact, the oldest trees are up to 4,000 years old, which date back further than when Shakespeare was around doing his thing. They're still 1,000 years older than Shakespeare. We thought it was interesting that the ancients conserve energy by only shedding and regrowing their pine needles every 4 to 6 years.
No, 40 years.
40 years, apparently I was way off.
A normal pine tree sheds and regrows on average every 4 to 6.
Oh, that's why, yeah.
These are every 40.
And then there's kind of 2 types. So there's the ancients, which are lower to the ground and obviously much older. And then there's the newer growth, like this one behind us right here, which is taller and it's much bigger, but
It's growing a lot faster.
it's growing faster and it will never live to be as long as the ancients. So kind of cool. Also, we're at what? We're over 11,000 feet right now. That's why we're huffing and puffing on this baby little Discovery Trail.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could see, but there's a ton of snow on the mountains still. And it is mid-October, so they're probably got snow here like a week ago. I think we saw.
Yeah, there was a storm last week.
So it's kind of crazy to think. Definitely a really cool area. The trees are really cool. Apparently the oldest in the world is here, but they don't tell you where it is because, you know, people don't do good things all the time.
So you can see how crazy close together all of these rings are. And this is basically what helps the trees to become so hardy and live so long. They live in a really harsh environment with not really nutrient dense soil. So they grow extremely slowly, which makes their bark super duper hard and resistant to like pests and like mold and all sorts of crap, like really weather resistant. So they are just extremely hardy trees. And the slower that they grow, the longer that they live.
Yeah, and this one here, there's a plaque and it says it's roughly 3,200 years old. And basically an inch is about 100 years. So, I mean, like if you're going from up here, it's crazy. So they think this one died in what, the 1600s?
1676, they think this one died, and it was 3,200 years old approximately at that time.
It's interesting because these types of trees only really grow in a few places. So obviously they're here, they're up in Great Basin National Park, which is in Nevada, correct?
Correct.
We've been there a long time ago. It's really cool. They're in Bryce Canyon National Park area. And then there's a slightly different variant. What is it called? The Rocky Mountain Bristol Pine Cone.
Sorry,
but basically,
I didn't read that plaque.
there's a variant over there near the Rockies, but it's kind of the high elevation, the cold temperatures.
Specific types of soil, harsh environments.
Yeah, the domiolite soil.
Dolomite soil.
So it's really interesting. It's really cool. And this is like one of the reasons too we like places like this, because this is ran by the National Forest. So you can bring your pup, according to Lincoln. Right, Lincoln? Did we bring our pup?
Pup.
And we enjoy a lot of stuff like this as much as national parks, but sometimes more, because it's always fun with your furry friends if you keep them on leash and clean up after them.
Okay, we made it to Alabama Hills. We're at the base of Mount Whitney. You can see right there, kind of, I don't know, it's a little bit hard to tell because the sun is shining from behind the mountains. Beautiful view. Always amazing camping here at Alabama Hills. There are a lot of flies, unfortunately. It's been a really wet year, as we've been saying. I know, you don't like it either, buddy. I see that. Look at these flies. Look at them. Look at them. Can you see that?
People don't see.
Ah!
Yeah, maybe we should not cook outside.
Yeah, I don't think we should. I don't know if we can hang out outside, honestly. It's really bad.
At least the Black Series has massive windows so we can hang out inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fun.